Hi, so Charlie giving you Wednesday's video. This will probably get loaded up tomorrow. Yes, I'm recording this on Tuesday though. And the title for today's video is What are realistic returns from trading? When we have visitors come to our trading room, one of the most common questions that we do get asked is about things like trading returns. What can I expect to make from the markets and all that sort of stuff? So the reality is you can't expect. The one thing that comes with trading is uncertainty. You have to thrive on uncertainty. You can't expect anything in trading. If you start expecting stuff, then you're on the wrong path. You're on the path to losing because we can't expect. So, but what we can do is we can make some assumptions. And so I'm going to give you several assumptions here with regards to trading returns. So one of the things that I often say when someone says, "Oh, Charlie, what could I expect to make from trading? What are realistic trading returns?" Then my first answer is always, it depends. So for example, I've taken a trade without some of our traders from back over here at just above 122, and I closed out yesterday down at 118.73. Okay, so it gave I think it was about a 10.6 risk to reward ratio trade, which was a fantastic trade, really really nice. But I'll the position size itself was actually a half size position initially. So it was a 10.6 risk to reward, but then you have to divide that by 2. So it gave a net 5 point something risk reward, which is still a nice net return. However, but anyway, so okay, now I've taken that trade. So that's the risk reward on that trade. So 5.3. So it's a 5.3 R return. Okay. Now, I took that trade with a number of our trades in our day trading room. It just so happens it started off as a day trade and we turned it into a swing. I then added more swings with our swing traders as well. So, okay, so you get 5.3 risk reward ratio trade. Now, we've got a number of traders in our day trading room. I asked our day traders earlier on collectively how much they made. We did a little poll and it was in excess of £130,000 was made collectively amongst the traders on that trade, which is a great return. Now, obviously, different traders are trading with different size accounts, and so, but that was the total. And I only did that this afternoon here, that poll. So, and not everyone was in at that point. But anyway, it's still, a really nice to see a collective there. Now, realistic returns. Coming back to that, so we've got a 5.3 R return. Now, if I take 10 of our traders in our trading room who took that very trade, they would all have different results based on how much they risk per trade, the risk per trade. Because no doubt, like I said, I took that on the challenge account with half risk, so 0.5% initial risk on that trade. Now, there might have been other traders in our trading account who might have been trading at less than a half, and others might have been trading it at more than a half. So everyone takes the same trade, but we get a completely different results because some people might have taken more risk, some people might have taken less risk. Okay, so coming back to the initial answer, the answer is it depends. So you can say, yeah, but if you took this amount of trades, Charlie, it always depends because it depends on how much you're risking per trade, your trade frequency, all of these factors. However, I'll try to be less vague. So if you take a solid retail, home-based trader, if you will, because that's what we all are essentially. I'm still, you can call me a professional trader, yes, because I've been trading for so many years and with what I do and industry experience and all that sort of stuff and being a fund manager and stuff. But I still effectively come into that bracket of someone who trades from home. So I would say a competent retail trader can make around, and again, wrong pen entirely here. We're talking, I always say about 50% a year is a great realistic return for a retail trader. Now, before anyone starts having a go at me on this, because you can make more than this and you can make less than this. And this is the thing. So that would work out about 4% a month. Okay. So as an average, but they don't work out that way. Trades don't work out. You don't make 4% every month. You don't make 5% every month. Anyone tells you that, it's nonsense. It's what beginners say. So the reality is you might make 8% one month and 2% the next to even it up. You know what I mean? So, but somewhere around the 50% mark is achievable, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going to do that, but it's achievable. Now, as I gave my my challenge update last month, that was up 160%, wasn't it, in 8 months? Now, okay, that's a challenge, so it's a little bit more aggressive, but than than average, of course. But I'm just trying to show, when I do the challenges, what can be done, what can be achieved. I didn't know if I was going to do 160% or 60% or 16%. Depends on how your trading's going, of course, as well. So as an average for a retail trader, the reason I say 50%, and 50% is way better than most funds will do, but a retail trader can jump in and out of the market very easily, which is something which big funds can't do because they're too big to do that. So a small, when I say small, someone who's trading with a retail trader from anything from 5,000 to 500,000 can jump in and out of the market pretty easily, and so the potential to make those sorts of returns are there. But then it really comes down to the individual, how much they want to risk per trade. Yes, you might say, well, risking, let's say 1%, risking 1% of capital per trade, 50% is achievable. That's what I've been doing, and I'm sitting at 160% on that when I last did the update there. So, but you might be a trader who says, well, actually, Charlie, I only risk 0.25%. I don't want to risk as much. Everybody has their own journey and their own goals from trading. On my main accounts, I don't trade 1%. I trade much, much, much lower. On my fund accounts, I trade a lot lower as far as risk is concerned. So it depends on what you're wanting to achieve. And we have people who say, do you know what, I'm not that, but I'm happy to trade and my profits from my trading pay for my holidays. We've got people who do that. Just they enjoy trading, and any profits they make from trading pays for their holidays in a year. So it really does depend. So I can't ever give a solid result because I don't know anyone's personal circumstances, trading strategies, doesn't really matter. What I can say what is achievable, and I do believe that 50% is a nice figure to work towards. It averages out around about 1% a week or 4% a month, but that's an average. It won't work out that you make 4% every month. It'll be some months you'll make a lot more and other months you'll make less or lose. But you can get to that 50%. Now I'm giving that as a figure, but of course in any one particular year you could go and make double that or treble that, as I've just demonstrated so far on the trading challenge. So again, it depends on the individual. Very much. It depends on how aggressive they want to trade, how much they're risking per trade, the trade frequency, all these other factors that are going to come in, risk-reward ratios, profitability, all sorts of other factors that are going to come in. But if you really wanted to know, then I would say yes, that is an achievable figure for someone who is competent at trading, that they can make 50% in a year. But there's plenty of people who are competent at trading who will only ever make 20% in a year because they don't want to take the risk. They want to trade less risk per trade. So, and you will have traders who can make 300% in a year as individual traders. So that will happen as well. But it depends, like I said, on the individual, on the year, depending on the strategies that the individual is trading with. It might be that in a particular year their strategies have a really good run, and then another year they underperform. There's so many factors there, but certainly the potential is there to make 50% in a year. Are you going to make that every year? No, of course you're not. That wouldn't be realistic, but certainly you can make 50% in a year or more, but I'm not saying that you're going to do that every single year. If you did 50% every single year for 10 years, that would be an incredible return. Incredible. If you could average 50% a year every year, it'd be an incredible return. But usually what happens is, even if you do make some decent money, you end up taking some money out of your accounts. If you're anything like me, I do take money out of my accounts. And so, yes, you might make some gains, but you're not going to always see that compounding of your accounts. That's what I mean. You're not always going to compound that money. And of course, there's going to be years where you're going to underperform as well, or have losing years. You're going to have to put up with that. That is the reality of trading, that you're going to have losing years. So I had a losing year a couple of years ago. So that it's going to happen. It can happen to anybody, depending on what the markets are doing, whether the markets are suiting your style, and all of those sorts of factors there. So anyway, hopefully that gives you some sort of guidance, but no doubt, by all means, give me your comments and what your views are. There's no right or wrong answer really to this. There is no right or wrong answer. You could gear yourself to make 10% a year, and that is a great return as well. Because if you make 10% a year and you're only risking, a very small amount per trade, what a great return that is. You're still outperforming a lot of funds out there. So it really does depend. But this is the beauty, and this is what individuals' edges are over and above funds. It really comes down to size. Funds are massive. They can't all make 100% a year and stuff. They're too big to be able to get in and use that kind of leverage to be able to trade. They're too big for that sort of thing. So that's why funds won't make those sorts of returns. But to an individual, yeah, you can do it. I see it all of the time with the individual traders. And in fact, if you read the latest Market Wizards books, there were people in the Market Wizards books who were making 50% a year, and fun enough, 300% in a year as well. So there you go. Hopefully it gives you some guidance there, but there's so many factors that are going to make up that potential to make 50% in a year or 100% in a year. Like I've said, it does come down to the individual, how good you are as a trader, the strategies that you're using and implementing, your analysis of the markets, how much gearing you're using, or how much you're risking per trade on your account, should I say. Crikey, the list goes on. What your mindset's like, your trader mind. Because how does a trader mind come into that? Well, if you have a few losers and then you stop taking any more trades and you miss some nice big winners, then that can affect your overall results as well. So there's a number of factors that come into it, and but the thing with trading, the one thing I can say is it's not a salary. Don't think of trading as a salary, because results are erratic. Results come like buses. You're going to have purple patches where you can't seem to put a foot wrong, and then you'll have drawdown periods where you just have lots of losers, or winners and losers, and you're having more losers than you're having winners during patches as well. That happens as well. So the reality is that yes, you can get to these results, but it's not like you're going to make 4% every single month like a salary. That's what I'm trying to say. You'll go and have a 20% month and then be in the doldrums for 3 months. That's the sort of thing that is more likely going to happen. So, but don't get me wrong, these are the sort of figures that I always bandy around about 50, give or take. You can make 50, or you can make 30 or 40, or you can make 60 or 70. Those are sort of more than achievable figures to an individual trader. So by all means, leave your comments, give us a thumbs up as always if you like these videos, and we'll keep them coming for you. Take care for now.